What a week. What a week has been on sports. So much going on. With basketball, football, um, F1, lots of sports going on, lots of big moments. Yesterday, last night, had Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves, 2-0 up over the Denver Nuggets. Lando Norris winning his first GP in Miami. We've had Champions League football. So much going on. But I want to talk about Manchester United. But first, let's talk about Sancho. This is where this thing kind of stems from. Sancho. So you already know already, if you follow football, Sancho's performance against Real Madrid has gotten English media attention and worldwide attention. We all know the backstory. Ten Hag, beef with Sancho, and now Sancho's out there. He's proven a point, and he actually has an opportunity to win something that his teammates at Manchester United might not ever, especially in a Manchester United uniform. So, shout out to Dortmund for trusting him, giving him the right environment for him to thrive in. And we see a track record of this. Dortmund just bringing in players. We saw it with Haaland, we saw it with Bellingham, we see it with Dembele, bringing in players, creating the right environment for them to thrive and grow. And we're seeing it again with Sancho. And now he could be on his way to potential Champions League final. But even if he doesn't make it, what an achievement. Despite what he's gone through this year, not playing regular football at Manchester United, but to come into Dortmund and perform at the big stage like that, that's incredible. So I'm really impressed with Sancho. But Manchester United, man, what a mess. What a mess. It's not just the fact they got rid of or loaned out Sancho. That performance against, I don't even know the name of the team. What was it, Coventry in Wembley? What was the name of that team? This team was so low, I don't even remember the name of the team. It must be Coventry. Was it Coventry? Yes, Coventry. I mean, how does this happen? How do you go to Wembley and you just scrape a win against Coventry? You scrape a win against Coventry. And then now last night, you go lose 4-0. 4-0 to Crystal Palace. Shocking. It's shocking. If you go online, Twitter, everyone has their own opinion about why things are going on at Manchester United. But I think now it's becoming more consensus that it's Ten Hag. I've been screaming all along that Ten Hag, he shouldn't even be there in the first place. I think Ibrahimovic alluded to this as well with his interview with Piers Morgan. I just don't think he should be there. I mean, what has he actually done? What is on his resume for him to deserve to be manager of Manchester United? It's not enough. It just isn't. Ajax, they're a great team, great history. And I know, not anyone could just come into Ajax and start managing that team. So, I clap my hands for what he's done at at Ajax, but Eredivisie football is way below Premier League standard. And I just never thought that this guy um, would thrive at Manchester United. He just wouldn't. And now everyone can see it. Everyone can see it now. The Premier League is way more competitive. There's higher expectations as well. He's just not the right fit. And I think one of the big things is that he doesn't get along with the players. He doesn't get along with the players, and neither has he actually earned the players' trust either. Obviously, he has his own system, his own way of playing football. But the players are not playing for him anymore. You can see it by the way they're playing. There's no fight, there's no drive, there's no aggression. They're not playing for him. So his tenure for me is done. It should have been done way before. It shouldn't be there in the first place. But I mean, if you're one of those people who are saying, "Oh yeah, give him a chance. We can't keep sacking managers," well, I think now is the time, because even then, another problem. Well, oh yeah, another excuse people use is these injuries. So you have Varane injured, Luke Shaw's injured, Malacia injured, Mortone injured. Well, Coventry, injury or no injury, you shouldn't have that kind of performance against them. That's number one. Come on, bro. Injuries or no injuries, you shouldn't scrape against that team. Crystal Palace, are they not short-handed? Sam Johnson out. And Joe Ward is captain. Decore is one of their best midfielders, and they've missed him all season. They've had a change in manager, so they're short-handed. They're short-handed too. They're missing one of their best midfielders. They have a new manager, and this team, I'm sorry, this team is, in my personal opinion, this team is so bad. I like Eze, I like Elise, but this team, how did they beat you 4-0? Just how? For me, that's just crazy. And for me, it starts with the coaching. Definitely starts with the coaching. The players are not playing for Ten Hag at all, and his tactics are not working either. And that clearly showed against Crystal Palace. It clearly showed. So Ten Hag needs to leave. And another reason why I think Ten Hag needs to leave is this team. A part of being a manager, being a coach, is that you construct the team. You bring in the players and you get rid of the players that you don't want. But look at the team that he's constructed. I always say to people, yeah, this team is... I can't go over it. Let's just go through it. Let me just do a quick run through this team. Onana. And, one thing you'll notice is a lot of the players that Ten Hag has brought in are ex-Ajax players. Ex-Ajax players, okay, they're good for Ajax, but this is Manchester United. The standard is different. Onana, ex-Ajax keeper. For me, I'll give him a safe path because he's a keeper. Yeah, he gets highly criticised, but he's a keeper, come on. And he's made some really good saves, so I'm not going to be harsh on Onana. Martinez, Ajax. I mean, this guy's good. I like his versatility. He has been injured too. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do sign and sell. So Onana will sign. These two are backup keepers, so I'm not gonna review them. Martinez, I would sign just because of his versatility. But I think he's a lot of Man United fans, I think they overrate him because there's only certain defenders he can defend. you can. It's some kind of strikers that can that have and would cause Martinez a lot of trouble. So, but I like his versatility. Varane signed because of his experience. He's still I never want to say 30s is old, but 31 is a decent age. He's got good experience. Maguire, sell. Come on, bro. This guy's not good. He's not good. He's not good. Maguire is not too many mistakes. And you need a leader. Maguire's not a leader. I'm sorry, he's not. Lindelof, sell. This guy's young. Johnny Evans, I don't understand why he was signed. At first, I thought it was coaching, but come on, bro. He's 36. What can he do? Luke Shaw, yeah, sign. Malacia, sell. Another Ajax. Dallo. He's okay. But Wan-Bissaka is okay. I guess I'll sign this too. I think they're really the only right back, left backs, apart from Luke Shaw, I'll use. So yeah, I'll keep them. McTominay, I think his best position is up forward. I don't know why everyone thinks he's a defensive midfielder. I think he's better as a cam kind of role. So, McTominay. I mean, he's had good glimpses. I guess I'll sign. Casemiro. He's been awful this season, I'm sorry. But I think he's just not playing for the manager anymore. I would sign. Amrabat, sell. Come on, bro. Mane obviously sign. Ericsson. I'm sorry. It's harsh. Ericsson, no. Sell. Bruno obviously sign. He's probably the best midfielder. But even him, he has his inconsistencies. But I think if for the right manager, he can play well. I like his mentality too. He's got the mentality. Mount, I think he hasn't really been fully utilised, but also his role is very weird. Mount, I need to see a bit more of Mount to decide. So yeah, Rashford sign. Garnacho sign. Anthony. Can you even sell this guy? You can't sell him. So, yeah, Anthony's Anthony. Diallo sign. Holland sign. Martial sell. I can't believe his value is 10 million. That is crazy. How's his value 10 million? I'm sure they signed him for like 50. Wow. He's 28. Supposed to be in his prime, and he's 10 million. Goodness me. Okay. So yeah, I feel like this team is so off. Very, very off team. Very off team. And this team is largely constructed by Ten Hag. And he's had so many disagreements with players. Ronaldo, we see it with Garnacho, we see it with Sancho. Come on, bro. You're supposed to instill life in your players. The players should want to play for you. We see that with Dortmund. You see it with Man City. You see it with Liverpool. They want to play for the manager. You don't see that with this Ten Hag. He needs to go. I'm sorry. He needs to go. And all this, who are you going to put in? That's not my business. It's not my job to sign a manager for Manchester United. That's for the people on top to do. So they need to find someone that's actually good. Someone that knows Premier League football well. Someone's ambitious. Someone who knows who has good relationship with players too. It's so important. Because you think about it, football is physical and mental. You need to be... Okay, you want to put your players in physical shape. But what about the mental shape? Come on. Um, yeah, I just feel like Ten Hag has really pushed this team further away from the standard of Manchester United, and since Alex Ferguson's left, I feel like this is the furthest they are. Just look at where they are in the table, 8th. Everyone's laughing at Chelsea. They're even worse, especially the goal difference, -3. So, yeah, they're furthest away from Alex Ferguson, the stand of Manchester United, and I think for me, one of the worst decisions they made was getting rid of Ole. Because Solskjaer, he constructed a very good team. People don't like him because he's not tactical, but not every manager has to be tactical. And Ancelotti's not tactical. You don't have to be tactical. When you have certain players on your team, ballers, star players, you don't necessarily have to be too tactical. Just set the formation, have the right mentality, give out good instructions, but you shouldn't have to be so controlling, micromanaging your players, because star players know what to do. They know what to do already. So sacking Ole was a horrible decision. And I feel like, watch, when they sack Ten Hag, they're going to look for someone just like Ole. Just like Ole. Someone that loves Manchester United, loves football. Someone that's played for the club. Like, that's so rare. Someone like Ole is rare. But, yeah. Now they live with that mistake. So, that's them. But, think about all this. Made me think about the Premier League as a whole. I saw someone post on Twitter the other day that Premier League is overrated. Premier League is overrated. And I thought about that comment. Is the Premier League overrated right now? They say that after both Arsenal and Man City were knocked out. I mean, the Man City one is kind of harsh because it did go to penalties. But is the Premier League overrated? The fact that English teams aren't really making those long stretches in the Champions League, outside of Man City. I mean, people might have I think it's kind of true. I think it is. I do think the Premier League has dipped in quality. The competitiveness is still kind of there. I feel like every year there's always only maximum two or three teams that actually have a chance of winning the league every year. We see it this year: Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool. I still think Man City are going to win the league. That's just my prediction. Remember that. Remember I said that. But yeah, the fact that every year it's the same team. We see a huge decline in teams like Manchester United. Chelsea are rebuilding. Manchester United's all over the place. So I do get it. When you look at the Champions League perspective, English clubs are not there outside of Man City. Also, I'll say another thing about the Premier League. If you look at all the other leagues, they have star players. The Premier League are lacking superstar players right now. I'm talking about superstar players. Not good players or even the best player of your club, but superstar players. Players that are... I'm talking about a Vinny, a Bellingham, a Rafael Leao, an Mbappe. Those kind of players. Or Ronaldo when he was in the Premier League. Those kind of players are missing, in my opinion. Yes, we have Haaland. We have players like Saka. Haaland, he had one tremendous season. This season's also he's had an okay season, not as good, obviously. But I think that's missing also in the Premier League. That superstar presence. So, yes, I think that's true. And I do feel like because of that reason, because of every year the same kind of team winning the Premier League or being competitive in winning it, I do feel like it's not as competitive as people say it is. I mean, just look at that Crystal Palace team, how bad they are. And also, if you look at the drop-off point between those top three teams, like look at the top three, Liverpool to Aston Villa, that drop-off is so huge. So huge. So I don't think the Premier League is as competitive as people say it is. That's just my opinion. And as I said, there's no superstars. And I don't think superstars are actually attracted to play in the Premier League. Like with Mbappe. Mbappe leaving PSG, no one, I think only few people thought, maybe it was Liverpool fans that thought he was going to come to Liverpool. But realistically, no one thought that he would come to a Premier League team. No one. You can say that for a lot of superstar players, they just don't want to play in the Premier League. And also we have this Saudi Arabia league and bringing in loads of money. So I think it's becoming less attractive to play in England, which is kind of worrying. It's not worrying. It's worrying from an entertainment point of view. But obviously the Premier League is always going to be sustained. And it's always going to be talent in it. But just that superstar presence and that Champions League competitiveness that's missing. Let's do, finally, some predictions for Champions League. So we have Real Madrid against Bayern. And we have Dortmund against PSG. What's my predictions? So today, actually, just in a couple minutes, PSG, Dortmund. I think that... So Dortmund are coming in with one goal up. I feel like this one is so tough to predict because it really just depends on who shows up. Let me just look at Dortmund. Mbappe needs to show up. But I do feel like Dortmund have more weapons in attack with Sancho, Marlon, and Adeyemi. It's just that speed, the counter-attacking. So, it's very tough. It's very tough. I think that Dortmund are going to go through. I think Dortmund are going to go through. Schürrle is no joke defender. Neither is Hummels. So yeah, I'm going Dortmund. I think Dortmund are going through. Remember I said that. And lastly, Real Madrid, Bayern, 2-2 draw. Sorry, Bayern fans. I think Real Madrid are going through. Vinny is going to show up as he does. And Bellingham he's definitely not going to have the same game he had in the first leg. He's obviously going to be better than that. So I think it's going to be a final between Real Madrid and Dortmund.